with respect to the BVAs, I have this to say, that the BVAs, as I said, and I will repeat and reiterate here, that the BVAs function, the BVA delivered, the BVA won, because, and I want your station to put out a table to show that from Abia State down to Zamfara, I'm currently carrying out a review of so many things that have happened. And I'm going to use my state, Delta State, where I come from. This is not the table, the first table about yes. Now, the table you are seeing here, if you can highlight it for Nigerian people to see.
You can imagine, the BVAs was introduced as a machinery, as a system to help create a transparent electoral process. But human beings deliberately removed the aspect of it creating transparency, and they started to manipulate it for their own selfish interests. You see, when I say there are no spiritual problems holding Nigeria or even Africa, when I say there are no big issues, they are just humans whose job is to spoil. And like the Bible said, the thief cometh to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That is it. Because you see, which party fought against the use of BVAs in this election? Which party benefited a manual transmission or collation of results? Which party? Use your tongue to count your teeth. Use your tongue to count your teeth. We are aware. Which party stood, she said that the INEC chairman will be removed. We don't know the agreement that was not entered in behind so that he will survive. And now, they are saying for national peace and unity, everybody should not go to court. We should accept defeat. God forbid bad thing. God forbid bad thing. We cannot have a man who is president of this country in a democratic system that was not voted for by the people. And he has said it with his mouth. I know many of you did not vote for me, even though he tried to demonstrate some level of bugaing. But that's a man who is scared. Every time you hear about court case, look at the number of people going on social media, going on national TV to respond. FFK, Keyamo, Shomole, all of them. Why? Because they understand what they did in the election. This is Mike Igini, a former INEC resident electoral commissioner. And I like the way he was passionate. Because BVAs was supposed to become the solution to the joker to all this problem. But again, the human factor in our system went to diverge it, they spoiled it, they deflated it. But God will punish them. The Lord shall not be heard though. Listen to this interview, full interview, and share this video. See, let us keep opening our eyes. Elections are coming. We're having governorship election in a couple of days. There are elections that are not in the electoral calendar of this country, isolated in some states, Imo, Edo, Osun, and all that. Everything we are seeing them. Oh Lord. We are still on a time bomb. If we want to get this country right, the first thing we must do is to ensure that our electoral process is transparent. That is it. Because that's why nobody works in this country. That's why they are not giving, because they have an electoral system that they can infiltrate and spoil to get themselves into power. If the electoral system is transparent, people will work for the good of the people. Because at that time, you have nobody to buy. You are not going to deliver. It is the people that decide who vote for you. See what Buhari tried to do with no vote buying. They went to buy INEC so that they do not have money to buy vote. They went to buy INEC. INEC was bought because there is no way House of Rep and Senate transmission was going, and then the server for the presidential was switched off. God will judge all of you that contributed to this mess. This is a raping of our democracy. And every time I remember what happened to 25th, go and ask me what is happening in the streets. The man is not known. He doesn't have structure. The man is not known in the north. What happened in Benue? What happened in Plateau? What has happened in Abuja? What has happened in Taraba? It's not known. Because you sold that as your idea. No, we must go to court. Thank God we are not going to go. I don't want to watch this video and share this video. Make your opinion count. As you are watching this video, share this video. I want you to also make your opinion count. Let's continue to speak our mind. Let's let our comments be heavy. Let's lay curses on the enemies of this country. With your mouth, with the anger, every day I wake up, everybody has contributed to this raping of our democratic progress in this country. God will judge all of you. Your families will never have peace of mind. You will continue to lose your loved ones, one after the other. And if I am the one that have contributed, let me also have peace. But it's embarrassing. We have come this far to go and make this kind of election that took us 100 years backward. And like this video so that Facebook will recommend it to other people. Good night.
That the ill of democracy can only be cured by more democracy. With respect to the beavers, I have this to say, that the beavers, as I said, and I will repeat and reiterate here, that the beavers function, the beaver delivered, the beaver won, because, and I want your station to put out a table to show that from Abia State down to Zamfara, I'm currently carrying out a review of so many things that have happened. And I'm going to use my state, Delta State, where I come from. This is not the table, the first table about yes. Now, the table you are seeing here, if you can highlight it for Nigerian people to see, I told Nigerian people that with the beavers, is going to bring about, we will put an end to the invidious figure that were posted in several parts of the country, where in communities, like I told you people, before the election, over and again, that in the difficult terrain area, any part of Nigeria, either in the upland or in the riverine area, where people used to post invidious figures, that beavers was going to put an end to it. Now, if you look using data, charity but beginning for home, and as I'm telling you, charts, I'm carrying out an overview from Abia State to Zamfara, so that we can put live to some historical use of data during the election in our country. With the table you are having there, I am from Delta Central. We have 3 senatorial districts in Delta. And I decided to bring out some preliminary figures that I'm still looking at to show to the whole world what Beavers has done for integrity of the votes, the number of accreditation. You will see that from 2011, if you look at it, the figure posted there in 2011, you will see the number that are posted in that particular table that you are looking at. In 2011, Etiop West, I'm an honorable man. So I'm using my own area to show that what is unacceptable in my area is also unacceptable in any part of data, ditto across the country. And that's why I'm doing that review. And I'm going to bring out data so that we can bring sanity to our electoral process. Now, if you look at that table, Charles, in 2011, Etiop West will post 17,335. It cannot, that's another central district I've taken each from each of the international district. They posted 14,360. Warri Southwest posted 50,933. You will check the rerun of 2011, you see the figures. You check out of 2015, you see the figures. They keep increasing because we are in a country where if you become a House of Assembly member, you are a governor, suddenly in the next voter registration, the number of registrators in your figure will now balloon because they were rigging elections. Now, this is what Beavers have done. In 2019, the last election just conducted, look, in my own fatherland, the area of Delta where I'm an honorable man, a place that posted 62,044 in 2019 election with the Beavers that have brought integrity, sanity. The figure today is now 4,403. Similarly, and there's a big question mark with respect to Ika Northeast. There are things going on there. That posted 67,000 plus in 2019. With the regime of Beavers, the figures are now 60,696, which is not correct. I told you that preliminary figures. But look at Warri Southwest that posted 139,534 in 2019. And they just concluded the election. They posted 3,103. What am I saying here? Charles, in our program, I told the whole world that with BVAs, that those who think that automatically the Senate will be a retirement home for outgoing governors, that was not going to happen. I'm not saying that if you are a governor and you intend to go to the Senate, that you cannot go to the Senate. But before now, without the BVAs, having disabled corridor and what it did with corridor, with BVAs, it is clear that the dinosaur experience I spoke about have occurred. Furthermore, who would have believed that an Okada rider will win an election? It is the BVAs that has brought that to bear now.
Okay, so Mike, you've made a lot of points there.
A fetching symbol of hope.
Right, you've made a lot of points, and obviously this has to be a dialogue. But I understand the facts, which is why we obviously had you explain a lot of this, because you needed to make those points and to use your chart to make the point. And you spoke of an axis of electoral evil in Nigeria, and you were using your own state, Delta State, where you come from, to kind of emphasize that point. But what do you see then, given all the issues that have emerged from this presidential election? What do you see as the gains of the presidential election from the point of view of INEC? Because you mentioned BVAs and all the things that it can do, but there are also a lot of issues with technology. What do you see as the gains of this presidential election?
Well, Charles, first and foremost, in the entire 176,606 polling units, or less, if you remove 240 polling units where there were no where there were no registered voters, out of the 176,846 polling units are declared by the Commission. Clearly, undoubtedly, unequivocally, the BVAs did what it was expected to do. Beyond places where thugs prevented Nigerians from voting during the election. The BVAs, we must be clear here, Charles. There's a difference between, as I said before, in the course of my education, that good laws, innovations are not self-executory. They are not self-implementing. It will require people to do that. Now, that was the education I gave. After the election, what is required to be done in places where there are no conformity to rules or where there are deviation, starting from the polling units, it is those who are saddled with that responsibility from the polling unit to all layers of level that must give account, that must give explanation. Society make progress on the basis of rewards and punishment. But what I want us to make clear is that what I'm hearing that the BVAs has failed, it is wholly incorrect to say that BVAs has failed. After all, the only issue, which is now going to be issued before the court, has been that the presidential results were not uploaded from the polling unit.
Right, and what do you think? I mean, Mike, you worked with INEC. You had an inside track for many years. I mean, You understand the Electoral Commission better than most people. What do you think went, because you're saying that the only issue with the presidential election in your expert assessment from a technological point of view was simply the transmission of results, and that there was
Correct.
nothing else wrong with the BVAs as far as you're concerned. So what do you think prevented that result from being transmitted? Because obviously that was key, wasn't it?
Absolutely. That is one component part of the entire chain of the value chain. And as I said, and when I looked at some of the messages sent to me by Charles, very many Nigerians would appreciate that what I did that freely. But let me quickly go to that. And that is that I left INEC since August. The explanation as to what happened with that has to come from the commission.